the Nature Guy, and today we're going to make some of Faith's watermelon pickles. And one of the first things you do is wash your hands. The first step is to cut the watermelon in half. One of the best part of this process is the red part isn't part of the pickling process, so we get to eat that. Oh yeah. Now we've got our watermelon skinned and cubed, and it's on to the next step. Now we're going to rinse them off. Make sure you use cold water. Now we're going to put them into our crock. If you don't have a crock, you could just use a bowl. The next thing we do is prepare the brine. We take a tablespoon of salt. We don't want to use too much salt because they'll get too salty, and too little and they'll spoil. Now let's put it in here, and then we fill it up with 2 quarts of cold water. So let's give it a quick stir. There we go. The next thing we do is put a little plate in there to hold them down under the water. I'm going to use a dinner plate to hold these down. Now we have to let these sit overnight. We're back. The first step is draining our pickles. Now we're going to get some water to boil. Let's dry off the bottom of the pot because we don't want it to sizzle on the stove. We're wiping it off here in this rag. All right, now let's put it on the stove and turn up the heat. While we're waiting for the water to boil, we're going to rinse the pickles. Now we're gonna chill the pickles. Let's add some ice. On to the syrup. Sugar. All right, now on to the kettle. 2 cups of vinegar, a tablespoon of whole cloves, close this guy, and now 4 cinnamon sticks. Stir it up. Now, as always, make sure you wipe the bottom off. There's not a lot of gunk to get onto the stove. And put it on the stove. We have to take the ice out so it doesn't cool the boiling water too much. Now we're going to dump these into the boiling water. And unlike that ice, this is hot. We don't want to overcook them. And we set our timer. Stir it up. Ah, they appear to be ready, so let's drain them. And they are hot. Be careful. Okay, time to put them into our hot syrup. It's done, so now let's put it back in the bowl so it can sit overnight. Oh, we're back. Hi. Yesterday, we put our pickles in the syrup, and today we're gonna can them. So the first thing I'm gonna do is look at the jars and make sure that there's no cracks or rough edges. We've already washed our jars, so now we're gonna put them in the sterilizing bath. The next step of the process, we're going to drain our pickles. So I take off this top, put the colander in the bowl, and now I'm going to pour this in here. out. Let it drain. While the syrup is heating up, we'll fill our jars with the pickles. Now we add the hot syrup to our jars. Now we let them boil for 5 minutes until they seal. Well, that's it. And now comes the fun part, the eating part. A lot of people like to eat them with chicken, but I like to eat them with liver. It makes liver taste good. Until next time, I'm Scott, the Nature Guy.